Japanese teachers. Freedom of conscience now. Hands off, Japanese teachers. Freedom of conscience now. Today, this is an international protest that's taking place in Tokyo and in San Francisco to protest the repression of Japanese anti-war teachers. Teachers in Japan, over 1,500, have been reprimanded and suspended from teaching because they refused to sing a nationalist military song in Japanese schools. So the Japanese teachers have asked for support around the world for their campaign, and one of them recently attended the National Education Association convention to get support from teachers. It's appreciated. The teachers in Japan have been very excited to hear that teachers around the world are supporting them. They're not alone. And one of the things that happens when they're suspended in Japan, many of the teachers don't go away. They don't stay at home while they're suspended. They sit in front of the schools and they explain to the students why they're doing what they're doing. So they actually educate the students about why they've been suspended as a way of really doing the kind of education that's needed.
We've sent a letter from our president, Ed Murray, to the consulate, to the consul general, requesting a meeting. We're very concerned about militarism in Japan. We're concerned about militarism here in the United States. We know that too many billions and billions and billions of dollars are being wasted on war, wasted on armaments, and that money can be better used for education, for health care, for housing, and for cleaning up the environment. And so we want to support the Japanese teachers who have suffered repression for standing up against militarism. That's why we're here today.
Our union in Oakland also passed a resolution in defense of the Japanese teachers. This attempt to force teachers to sing the national anthem or sing nationalist songs is part of that attempt to remilitarize the society. And we're fighting against U.S. occupation in Iraq now. There's a linear connection between the two. We also find that in the Oakland schools and in schools throughout the United States now, issues of free speech which seem to have been defeated after McCarthyism was defeated, and free speech which flourished in the 60s and 70s is coming under attack in the U.S. as well, and in the public schools as well. So we see this as an international struggle. We saw Oaxaca as leading the way. The Japanese teachers have played a very important role for many years on international issues. We're proud to stand in support of their rights to free speech.
My name is Roger Scott. I'm with the American Federation of Teachers, Local 2121. I'm a past president and on the executive board currently and Labor Council delegate. I feel very strongly about this issue because it's an issue of freedom of speech, freedom of conscience, and also they're targeting teachers. And the main issue, I think, is the teachers acting in conscience to oppose the remilitarization of Japan. I think that Article 9 is a good thing for Japan. I think enlightened Japanese know that, and the teachers are being, there's no way to be more patriotic than to oppose something that's wrong and be willing to pay the price for that, and I think we need to take a very strong position in support of the teachers being able to act with conscience to oppose the repeal of Article 9 of the Constitution, and also we need to support them to let the Japanese government and the whole world know that they can't repress teachers and get away with it. They're denying them their right of freedom of speech and freedom of conscience.
But the suffering of Korean and all the Asian people, especially the women and children, who suffer more. The war and that kind of experience can happen again if nobody is paying attention to it. So I came out.
I think teachers of all stripes from around the world have to band together to fight repression of any sort by the government. I know there's a lot of repression of U.S. teachers as well.
What kind of repression is going on against U.S. teachers?
Well, I know your U.S. teachers have to be very careful about what they say in the classroom, or maybe even what they say outside of the classroom. You know, I may be at risk of having this broadcast over the air and having it seen by, let's say, district officials in San Francisco. So I think we as teachers are on the front lines of educating the members of our society, and I think you know, historically, teachers are the first ones to go in terms of being disappeared or incarcerated.
Hands off, Japanese teachers! Freedom of conscience now! Hands off, Japanese teachers! Freedom of conscience now! Hands off, Japanese teachers! Freedom of conscience now! Hands off, Japanese teachers! Freedom of conscience now!